So first we are taking up liability insurance today. Let's understand what is liability insurance is. Liability means the responsibility. Responsibility one person has towards another in the society. This is called liability. But the question is how this responsibility arises? By virtue of law or statutes. Rights demand responsibilities too. Awareness about rights. And as the society progresses, litigation increases. Simply, if one person is comfortable, if any other person is infringing in his comfort, that means he is not performing his responsibility. Any kind of nuisance, any kind of property damage, any kinds of bodily injury is causing the liability to the another person. And as the society progresses, litigation increases. When you will find more literate people, more educated people, more progressive people, they will be more aware of their rights. So they will sue the others who are causing uncomfort to them. That means the litigation will increase. Then comes the term, what is legal liability? When the responsibility becomes legal, when the responsibility becomes legal, it is legal responsibility or legal liability. But in legal liability, it is the duty of the person or third person to pay for damages. Pay for damages. How these damages comes into the picture? Because if somebody is causing a mistake means negligence or an inappropriate action, or causing loss because of the mistake. This loss could be a bodily injury, property damage, or financial loss. Then the third party claim for the loss within the policy period is filed. And under the legal liability, that claim is payable. So this kind of liabilities arises in multiple ways. That is the reason there are number of legal policies, liability policies. Number of liability policies, and they are divided commonly in two major sections. The classification of liability policies is divided into two sections. One is called casualty lines and the other is financial lines. In casualty lines, those policies are included which are paying bodily injury and property damage claims for third party. Means casualty line policies are liable to pay for bodily injury and property damages. These policies includes public liability industrial, public liability non-industrial, commercial general liability, and product liability. So these are all casualty line policies. Another classification is financial line policies. This financial line policies includes third party financial losses. Means the policies under this segment are paying the financial losses, and the policies include professional indemnity for doctors, professional indemnity for hospitals, directors and officers liability, cybercrime liability, etc. So this is the broad classification of liability segment, which are including all liability insurance policies. Now let us come to the basics of liability insurance and concepts. In all liability insurance policies, there is a concept known as the AOA and AOY. This concept of AOA and AOY stands for the limit of liability or limit of indemnity or sum insured. Means the liability limit is decided in the liability insurance policies by AOA and AOY. This AOA stands for any one accident and AOY stands for any 1 year. So any 1 year is the aggregate limit of total liability. This any 1 year is the maximum liability of the insurer for all claims arising out of all accidents during the policy period. Means this AOY defines the total claims payable under the policy period. What would be the maximum indemnity limit, and that is known as the sum insured of the policy. AOA stands for any one accident, means each occurrence is equal to per claim limit. So this any one accident is the maximum liability of the insurance company for all claims arising out of a single accident. Means one accident, what maximum amount of liability can be paid in one accident. Maybe that one accident is resulting into the multiple liabilities, but that is known as the all claims arising out of a single accident. Now this AOA and AOY have the 4 kinds of prevailing ratios. These ratios are known as 1 is equal to 1, 1 is equal to 2, 1 is equal to 3 and 1 is equal to 4. Only 4 kinds of ratios are there. What these ratios are? These ratios represents amounts and not number of time of accidents. Amount means what would be the limit for AOA and what would be the limit for AOY. So this when we call 1 is equal to 3, it means any one accident is equal to any 1 year. Both will be defined there. So ratios represents amounts, not number of times of incidents. Say for example, AOA and AOY is selected by the insured as 1 is equal to 2. Now 1 is any one accident limit. Suppose that is 50 lakh rupees. So automatically the any 1 year limit would be 1 crore rupees. So this is the way this ratio is selected, AOA and AOY. Now there are 3 different situations that will test how this AOA and AOY will work. Say suppose in situation 1, during the policy period there were 3 claims of 30 lakh rupees each. 3 claims of 30 lakh rupees each. So what would be the fate if the AOA and AOY is 1 is equal to 2 and the limit is 50 lakh is equal to 1 crore? In situation 1, all 3 claims are payable subject to policy deductibles. Why they are payable? Because the any 1 year limit is 1 crore. And these are 3 different claims of 30 lakh each. If the insurance company is paying all those 3 claims, the total amount paid is 90 lakh. That means that is within the limit of AOA. So all claims are paid. Situation 2. There are 4 claims of INR 30 lakh rupees. Indian national rupees 30 lakh. There are 4 claims in one policy year. What will happen? 3 claims of 30 lakh rupees are paid fully paid, subject to policy deductibles. But in case of 4th, now the sum insured is left only 10 lakh rupees. So the claim of 10 lakh rupees only will be paid because the limit of liability is exhausted. So the 4th is payable until AOY exhausts for 10 lakh only. Situation 3. There's one claim of rupees 75 lakhs. What is the fate of this? The claim is payable, but only to the limit of 50 lakh rupees, because any one accident limit is rupees 50 lakh. So for a single claim, the amount will not exceed more than 50 lakh rupees. And this claim cannot be treated as two. This is one only. So the maximum limit of liability in any one accident is 50 lakh. Claim is paid for 50 lakh. So that is the way how liability claims are settled. But this AOA and AOY is selected by the insured when he is taking the policy. This amount is also selected by the insured. He will decide what sum insured he wanted for single accident and for total limit of liability. Now say there are policy deductibles and they are mentioned on the policy and they are deducted from each claim. Suppose there is a claim of 50 lakh rupees on the policy and the compulsory deductible is 10 lakh rupees. What will happen? Claim of 50 lakh rupees will be settled. For 50 lakh rupees. But out of that, the 10 lakh will be deducted, so the claim payable is only 40 lakh rupees. But this claim will be treated as the claim of 50 lakh rupees. Claim will be settled fully. There are other terminology which are used on the legal liability policies. Say for example, territory. Territory means geographical region within which the claim incident must occur. Geographical region within which the claim incident must occur. And normally that is India. Across India. Another one is jurisdiction. Jurisdiction means geographical region where a claim can be filed in the court. That is also normally India. And the third option is for territory and jurisdiction both. India, worldwide, and worldwide excluding USA. Three options are there. For both territory and jurisdiction. It could be India, it could be worldwide, and it could be worldwide excluding USA and Canada. So out of these three, whatever is selected and whatever is opted by the insured, that is granted. Say suppose, practically take an example. Say for example, a tourist came from India, from USA to India. A tourist came from USA to India, and when he was in India, a claim incident occurs. He did nothing as long as he was in India. But when he went back to USA, he filed a claim against the insured in USA, against the person who caused him bodily injury or property damage. He did nothing in India, but when he went back to USA, he filed a claim against him in the USA court. Now what would be the status of his claim? So three important things are there. What is the territory, what is the jurisdiction, and what is the status of the claim. Suppose the legal liability policy is given with the territory and jurisdiction as India only. Territory is India, jurisdiction is India, claim will not be paid because he has filed the case in the USA court. First situation. Second situation. Suppose the liability policy is given with the territory and jurisdiction worldwide. In that case, territory is also worldwide, jurisdiction is also worldwide, claim would be paid. In third case, territory is India but jurisdiction is worldwide. Still the claim would be paid. Why? Because incident has happened in India, claim is filed in the US court and that coverage is worldwide, so claim will be paid. And fourth option, suppose territory is India, but jurisdiction is worldwide excluding US and in Canada. So incident took place in India, but the case is filed in the US court and USA and Canada are excluded. So claim will not be paid. That is how the liability claims are decided. And these terms, territory and jurisdiction, both are important. They will decide whether the claim is payable or not. In liability policies, three important periods are there. Let's understand what they are. First is policy period. So policy period is normally the same, which is applicable to all other policies for 1 year. Say from 1st January 2025 to 31st December 2025. This is policy period. But when the policy was first taken, maybe 2 years back, 3 years back, 4 years back, and continuously renewed. So that continuously renewed period from the date of inception till the date of expiry of this current policy is known as the insurance period. Means period from policy inception date of the first policy to policy expiry date of the current policy, provided the coverage is uninterrupted. There is no interruption, continuously renewed. So this period is known as the insurance period. Then comes the retroactive date. Means the date at which the insured took the policy for the first time and has been continuously covered. This is also the beginning date of the insurance period in claims made policies. So that date is known as the retroactive date. Today, if anything is happening, that will be called as accident date or incident date. But what has happened 3 years back when the policy was in force, and that was the first policy, that would be retroactive date. One more uncommon thing with the liability policies is there, that is extended reporting period or discovery period. So in case the cover is discontinued, the insured can report claim arising from acts committed within policy period, within the next reporting period. Incident occurred during the policy period, but claim was not reported at that time. Claim reported when the policy expires, but the extended period is continuing. If in that period the claim is reported, then also the claim is covered. Say suppose ABC Limited has been buying policy inception January 1, 2010 for last 3 years without a break. So with the extended reporting period of 30 days, 30 days extended reporting period is given. Now suppose an incident took place within the policy period, but he reported the claim on after 15 days when the policy expired. But that extended period covered that date. So since the policy has a 30 days extended reporting period, the claim is paid. Say suppose this is the policy period current and this is the retro period. Policy is continuing since last 3 years. Incident happened here, but he has not reported the claim. He is reporting in discovery period after 15 days. Still the claim is paid. So in liability policy there are two types of claims. One, claim made and reported. Here the major role is played by the loss occurrence during the period of insurance. Because loss occurred during the period of insurance, not in the period of policy. but claim being first made during policy period are covered. Say for example, policy first taken on January 1st, 2009. First policy taken. January 1, 2009. Policy period January 1, 2010. This is the current policy, January 1, 2010, which is expiring on December 31st, 2010. The loss occurred on the previous policy, which was taken on 2009. It started from January 1, claim or incident of loss took place on May 5. But that time the loss was not discovered and it was reported on May 10, 2010. That is the date falling in the current policy. So the policy period is continuing. And the claim is payable because it is covered under the period of insurance. That time also the policy was there, that is expired and continuously renewed. So it is coming under the period of insurance. If the lot was not discovered at the same time, it is discovered a year later and filed the claim, still the claim is payable. So this is known as the claim made and reported. Another method is occurrence based. In this method, loss occurring during policy period, claim reported within the policy period or thereafter, any time in future are covered. Means this is covering the loss of future date, but incident must have taken during the policy period. Say suppose policy started on January 1, 2010. This will expire on 31st December 2010. During this period only this loss occurs, May 5. But it was not discovered and it was not reported to the insurance company. It came to the knowledge of the insured on May 10, 2011, when the policy expired. But still the claim is payable because the incident took place during the policy period only, that is May 5, 2010. So the risk is covered. Now we have got following liability policies: professional indemnity insurance for doctors, error and omission for medical establishments, professional indemnity insurance for engineers, architects and interior decorators, professional indemnity insurance for chartered accountant, financial accountant and management consultants, professional indemnity for lawyers, advocates, solicitors and counsels. Then public liability insurance act only, public liability insurance industrial, public liability insurance non-industrial, product liability, commercial general liability, employer's liability for workman compensation and carrier's legal liability. Now the C and F marked before every policy stands for F for financial lines and C for casualty lines. In casualty lines, the loss, bodily injury and property damages are paid. In financial lines, financial losses are paid. Now the question is, what is the applicability of SGI product? Because a claim is paid only in the respective policy. One liability policy doesn't mean it covers every kind of liability. No. If the insurer has taken a public liability policy, damage caused by product liability will not be covered under the policy. So the respective policy only will pay the losses. Respective policy will pay only the losses. अब क्या हो गया?